There are over 140 weekly paying dividend ETFs, and that number continues to climb. Now, what I'm breaking down today is Tuttle Capital, their slew of weekly ETFs, which I've never spoken about before. To be honest, I wasn't even sure that these ones paid weekly. It turns out they do, so we're going to do this full video breakdown on one in particular that I'm really excited for that is a little bit newer. If you're new to my channel, my name is Spencer, and I talk all about investing with ETFs. I'm an absolute investing nerd. It is my absolute favorite hobby. And so if you are interested in investing in ETFs, in dividend income, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe. It does help me out a bunch, and you don't miss future updates. So now we're going to jump in and see exactly what Tuttle Capital has when it comes to weekly dividend ETFs. Now, something I want to address right away is that there are a lot of ETF companies out there that are putting out weekly dividends that shouldn't be. There are so many weekly payers that downright are terrible investments, and a lot of them have lost people money. Now, I don't know how Tuttle Capital has been performing. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment, but let's break down their 5 weekly paying dividend ETFs. And I want to specify, I'm only really interested in 2 of these, maybe 3, but primarily right now there's 2 that I'm watching very closely. So SPCI is the ETF that I'm talking about in this video. It is the one that has caught my attention that I'm very interested in, potentially for the long term. And I'm going to give a full breakdown on it as to why in just a moment. MEMY, MAGO, BITK, and MSTK. These ones have all kind of been done before. MAGO is their Magnificent 7 ETF. And so, I mean, you have BITK, MSTK, which is Bitcoin, MSTR, and then MEMY is memes, which isn't my favorite way to invest, but what I want to showcase right off the bat is how these funds have been performing. And I want to know, have you guys invested in any of these funds so far? We can see right off the bat that they're designed to generate current income through strategies such as 0 DTE, 0 days till expiration, covered calls. And they're going to capture options premium. That's where a lot of the income comes from, maintaining a disciplined approach to risk, which could be amazing. If you're able to have a disciplined approach and some very solid weekly dividends, 9 to 11%, this can be done. And it has been done in the weekly space. My problem so far with what I've seen with these ETFs is the distribution rate is pretty astronomical. Some are over 30%, which, if you don't know, will have NAV erosion whenever the underlyings don't perform close to 30% annually. And if there's one investment you know is going to do 30% every single year, just buy that investment. That's the issue that we have with NAV erosion. So they have a lot of these. Again, we won't do a full breakdown. If you want a full video on one of these individually besides ticker SPCI, let me know in the comments. Are any of these worth holding? Right now, we're going to throw them on a chart and let's see how they've been performing. We need to address a couple of things before we just start ragging on these ETFs, because I know they don't look great right off the bat. But there is something important to note, is that the market has been very red over the last couple of months, since the beginning of 2026, really, and a little bit before then, actually. So the fact that all of these are down 8 to 25% isn't the worst. MSTK, MSTR just keeps going down. I don't know. SPCI, though, is up 42.5%. 42.5% in the green with total returns. When you don't factor in total return and you just do, let's do price change percentage, you still see it is up quite nicely. So the yield is only a small portion of that. The rest of these do have a bit of higher yields, but it's pretty impressive looking at the total return that this fund has made that much money very quickly. So you may be wondering, what is in SPCI? So I'm going to showcase that right now, but I want to talk about these other funds as well. I mean, MAGO has some potential. I'm curious if it can keep up with YMAG, with MAGY, with all the other Magnificent 7 ETFs, and even I believe there's a Tap Alpha fund coming out on the Magnificent 10, which could be very solid. But realistically, all of these are down. It's hard to say they're good or bad funds when they've only been trading when the market's been in the red. Long term, 6 months from now, I'll still be tracking them, and we'll see exactly if they're actually worth it or if they're just another NAV erosion ETF. But the one that really piques my interest, SPCI. Of course, I got to throw in a quick plug for the Circle community. You guys are absolutely amazing, and we've actually quadrupled in size since we started this just a couple of weeks ago. Now, the weekly dividend cheat sheet is live in the community. If you want to see all 139 weekly dividend ETFs, which I need to add more now that I know about these Tuttle ETFs, you can join for free. It's a 7-day free trial to see if it's something that you're interested in. And so far, you guys have been super great on giving me feedback. So let me know what you would like to see in this community. We have no NAV erosion sheet. cheat sheet. We have the weekly dividend cheat sheet. We have inside access when it comes to interviews, inside information that I have when it comes to interviewing these ETF issuers on what's happening within the industry, and so on and so forth. So check it out. Let me know what you guys think, and let's get back into the video. These ETFs are not cheap. They have a near 1% expense ratio. Some are a little bit less, but they're expensive. Now, the reason I'm interested in seeing what SPCI does is I think they capitalize on something that the income space has been lacking, and that is space, which might sound hilarious, but space has been absolutely taking off for a number of reasons. People are talking about putting AI data centers in space. Don't know if that's even plausible. They're talking about space travel for the average human. They're talking about so many different ways that we could utilize space more so than we are now. And with that comes insane volatility. And I mean insane volatility. We're going to throw that up on stock analysis and see the holdings for this. But the beauty of that volatility is you do get higher premiums. Now, like I stated, for SPCI to do well and not have NAV erosion, the space sector has to continue to boom. I don't know if it's the future. I have no idea. I believe long-term, there's a lot of potential for it. Specifically, we have a lot of news coming out with SpaceX going public. And we have, Elon Musk genuinely loves space. He's a space nerd. He wants to colonize Mars. But there also are different tactics that you can use when it comes to like our service providers, putting everything up into space, doing everything via satellite, like with Starlink and so on. So there is definitely potential. And I think we are still very, very early in this. But that being said, people are realizing that too, because some of these space stocks have been absolutely running. Now let's talk about the holdings. Probably the most important. Distributions are important. You can see here that it is weekly, and they've been, 20 cents each? Can't really complain about that too much. Now looking at the holdings, we have SPIR, we have Fly, we have BKSY, we have Lunar, we have PL, VSAT, GSAT, ASTS, Rocket Lab. There's a lot of holdings in this portfolio. But it's really important to note that I don't know all of these holdings because there's a lot of space companies that I'm just not up to date on. But what I do know is the chart. And when we look at the chart for a lot of these, they have absolutely rocketed. No pun intended, pun intended. They've absolutely rocketed in the last couple of years. If you don't believe me, let's go ahead and take a look. Now, I pulled a few names from the holdings, some that I'm more familiar with than others. And the performance has just been insane. Looking at what we have so far, and this is max, right? Since all the companies have been public, but we can look at the 1 year and they even stretch out even crazier, right? In the last year, SPIR is up, 153%. Fly is the only one in the red. This one is down 35.71%, excuse me. BKSY is up 356%. Lunar is up 216%. VSAT is the big winner, up 574%. Absolutely nuts. ASTS up 300+%, and Rocket Lab up 260%. Now, the reason I know about these ETFs, about these stocks, is I look at Reddit a lot and Twitter and see what's absolutely moving, and space stocks have been booming. Now, are they going to continue at this pace? I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. I do think long-term, it's not too risky of a bet. I think there's a lot of potential here. But what I think is really interesting with SPCI is that they're targeting something we haven't really seen in the income space yet, space. And with that, with the volatility, they're getting really good premiums. So I absolutely imagine the premiums on these are insane. Again, one of these stocks is up almost 600% in the last 12 months. So you can imagine those premiums are massive. But with that comes risks. And if we do see a bit of a pullback, which we kind of did, right? We've seen a little bit of a pullback where a lot of these pulled, a couple percentage points. Some were, it really is hard to track. If we go to year to date, this will be a little bit easier. They didn't really pull back that much, Some pulled back, down a couple dollars. Some more than that, some less than that. But all in all, look at this. SPIR has absolutely rocketed. And so you're always going to have some that are moving more than others. Unfortunately, there are going to be some that underperform. But still, the sector as a whole has some crazy implied volatility. So I want to know, is this an ETF that you would buy? I don't own this one yet, but I am curious. I may have to dive in a little bit and get some exposure to the space sector. And the good news is, if I buy it, it will likely tank. So then you can buy it at a much cheaper value. Just kidding, of course. But let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear feedback on this one. Is this too risky for you? Could we invest some fun money into it? All feedback is definitely appreciated. And again, if you want to check out the Circle group, that free trial is going on for a limited amount of time. I appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. We're approaching 40,000 subscribers, and I can't be more thankful. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you like this video, you're going to like these, specifically this one popping up right here on a video that is going to showcase a daily dividend portfolio utilizing weekly dividends. Let me know what you think, and I hope to see you in the next video.